Got a question from the Louisiana Economic Development Secretary who wants to know, how will the funding work for this project? We don't have the money, right?
Well, Aaron, it's funny you say that. First off, thanks, guys, for always informing the public, because this whole reason that Commissioner Burrell and I are here is because of yesterday morning's conversation, and I was at the gym running it, and I heard it, and I called Roy. I said, hey, listen, we just spoke about this yesterday, because Roy and I on Sunday discussed pushing a resolution to expedite the I-49 intercity connector due to the fact that Amazon is now here and the influx of 18-wheeler traffic is going to happen. And then what happened to Commissioner Burrell is he was stuck on
2-hour jam.
Yeah, I'll let him talk about
Lake.
that for a second. You got to hear this.
Well, I sent you all the pictures.
Yes, 2-hour log jam on the Cross Lake Bridge, right?
That's exactly right. A truck was overturned. And this is not the first time that 18-wheeler is overturned on I-220. And you can imagine if there was chemicals or anything toxic in it, that means that our water supply could be polluted for the next 10 to 20 years. That's serious.
But okay, this is a $600 million project, though, guys.
So going back to what we said, yesterday, your guest, one of the state reps, said that we could actually fund them both, the Jimmy Davis Bridge and the intercity connector, with the rescue funds that are coming in from the feds. So they said that we have the money. So that, to answer your question, it's there.
And I'm surprised that that's coming from the state economic development person. Did I hear that right?
Yes.
If anything, he knows where the money is.
Right,
I have a problem with that.
Well, the problem is that not all the money from the feds has been allocated, and they're going to be a big fight over that American Rescue money. I mean, they're going to fight in Baton Rouge over that money.
And that's what these reps' job is to do, is to go down there and fight for the money. So our North delegation, that's their job.
Here's my problem then, guys. Our Northwest Louisiana, this is going to cause me to get in major pib today, panties in a bunch.
That's okay. We all
Our Northwest Louisiana delegation, they cannot come together. That was part of Cedric's problem yesterday. You could see it on the faces of these lawmakers. It's like, you guys go get your schnish together up there in Shreveport and then come back when y'all are all on the same page. Why can't they do that?
It's time. It's time for them to come together. Amazon is here.
Who's not together? Except Cedric. Everybody I've talked to is together on it. Unless, well, you have some new legislators who've come in out of Bojan. I heard that one of them may have, but up until now, it's my understanding that everybody has been on board with this in the Northwest area.
Is Glover, as far as state-level legislators going, is he basically last man standing in opposition?
I have no idea. I mean, there's an opportunity for him to infect others. But at the same time, I know, as long as I've been in politics and dealing with this, we've had cohesiveness on this. And we created a North I-49 fund that the South is really looking to add to their fund down there if we don't do that.
But at the end of the day, the federal government, somebody at the federal level, Department of Transportation, Secretary of Transportation, will make a final decision. Why has it taken so long, and what does it say about the effectiveness or lack of effectiveness of leadership at the city level, at the parish level, at the state level, from the backers of this road? What is the roadblock? Why hasn't a decision been made?
Well, let me just add this. I know since I've been dealing with it, we've gotten resolution and support from the Greater Chamber, the Black Chamber, the legislators, the commissioners, the mayor. Who else do you need from a local standpoint?
My point, Mr. Roy, you've been fighting this battle since you were Mario's age.
Thank you.
It's time to go. It's time to move. It's time to get it done.
So who do you have to convince? Who's the guy? Because obviously it's not somebody around here. Who's the one guy? Do we have to go knock on Pete Buttigieg's door and say, no, you're wrong. Interstate highways are not racist, or at least in this instance. What's the plan?
I think there's an exception to the rule. This is one of those exceptions. It's my understanding that they are sending little letters from this area through certain strong organizations that's going up to Buttigieg and throwing it out. We need to do the same thing.
Let me ask you, Roy, real quick. There are skeptics who say the dollar figure that you guys use of an $800 million impact from the intercity connector is bogus. Can you respond to that?
Yes, I will.
Please.
Because the first figure that came out was $863 million economic impact. They pushed for a second study. They went back and studied it again because there were those people who were against it. It came out, probably think, maybe $10,000 less. Mm-hmm. So that says that you got two studies from two different groups that's saying the same thing. So somebody's lying.
And what was that price tag of what they paid for that study, Commissioner Burrell?
Well, I put in $4 million. We went back because it took so long for another $1.5 million.
Right.
So that's stupid right there. If you're going to go and put that kind of money in a study and then restudy it the second time, and then you're going to turn around and say, well, it's still bogus.
Okay, I got a text from Kent Rogers, NLCOG, who says, because I asked him the status of the final decision, and he just texted me back, we are still working on cultural stuff. I know there's some environmental stuff to be done, and waiting reviews by the feds and SHPO. Hopeful for end of year, early next year for a draft of the EIS to go out for public hearing.
Well, they've been waiting on that for 3 years now. How long does it take for a cultural study, especially in an area that has a handful of people?